Hello everyone and welcome to the Excel learning. In this session we will look at working with dates and few date and time related functions in Excel. Date format. As I explained in my previous sessions, to enter a date in Excel we need to use slash or dash to separate day, month and year. For example, today's date is 30th June 2018. The way we can enter it as 30 slash 6 slash 2018 or 30 dash 6 dash 2018. And Excel will treat this text as date. We can change the format of the date by using the commands from dialog box. Select date category and you can see various samples of date and time. These are the formats. You can also choose the custom format for the date and the time. We will enter the date here and try to change the format from the dialog box launcher and see how the date is displayed with different formats. First, I will enter the date 36. You can even just write 18 for year and it will display the complete date. I'll select the date, click on the dialog box launcher under command group number. You can also open the same dialog box from sales formatting and select format cells. It will open the same dialog box, and in that dialog box you have various tabs. Click on number tab and date. You can see various formats here. I will try to show the formats that are used normally. If you want to display the month name in your date, you can use this format, and in the sample it shows you how exactly the sale will be displayed. So when you select this format, date will be 30 June 2018. You can select the format to show the year first, then month, and then day. If the format that you are looking for doesn't appear in these types, then you can always go to the custom format. You can see here the format DDMMYY. This is the format which is selected by default. DD is 2-digit day, MM is 2-digit month, and YYYY is 4-digit year. If I select this format which says DD, so 2-digit day, MMM, when there are 3 M's, it means the month will be displayed in 3 letters, and YY is 2-digit year. Let's see how the date gets displayed if I select this. You can see in the sample it says the date will be displayed as 30 June JUN 18. If I select it, you can see the format it displays as 30 June 18. If I select DTMMM, then it will show only 30 June. You can also select MMMYY, which would show it as June 18. So month and year, day is not displayed, and so on. Still, if the format that you want, if it is not in the customs as well, then you can use one of these formats and type the way you want it to display. For example, you want to display the date in format DD, and YYY. So month first in 2-digit, then the day in 2-digit, and then the year in 4-digit. Then it will show first 6, then 30, and then 2008. Okay. Uh, if you have the format in this way, but if you try to enter the values which are invalid, for example 06, so first is month, but you forgot what format you have written here, and when you actually want to type the date, you forget it and you type it as DDMMYY. So it will take the format automatically. It will change the date. Okay. So this is how you can customize the date format. It's something interesting to know how Excel treats the dates. Okay. Excel always save the dates in a numerical format. So date is saved as a serial number. So if I select these two dates and change the format to the number, then it will display a number which is 43281. Let's try to enter a serial number 1 and change the format of this cell to the date, and it will show 11-1900, which means that the Excel can process the dates only from 11-1900 onwards. If there is any date before this day, then Excel might not process it correctly in your Excel tool or Excel application. So day number 1 for Excel is 11-1900, and from that day each day is calculated. So which means that today, which is 30th of June 2018, it is 43,281st day after 1st June 1900. That's what it means. So each date is saved as number. So for example, if I write value 2 here and change the format into the date format, it should be 2nd of June 1900. Let's try. I change it to short date and it shows 2nd of June 1900. I'll go back to number, and if I write 30, then it should be month end, which is 31st of January 1900, and you can already see here in the tooltip below short date it says 30th of June 1900. So this is how the dates are calculated. This makes it very easy for Excel to do the arithmetic, normal or simple arithmetic on the dates. You can delete or use subtractions and additions between the dates from one day to another date, which we will see shortly in our formulas and calculations. If the format is wrong, if the date format is wrong, then Excel will simply save it as a text. For example, let's try to type 3 digits, and this, it cannot understand this as date because it can't be these numbers for day or month, and in this case this particular value is saved as a text, and you can see that when Excel recognizes the value as a number or as a date, it is automatically write justified. Whereas if it is a text, it says left justified. It stays left justified. And you can also, when you drop down here, whatever format you choose, the value will stay the same. Let it be currency, number, short date, percentage, text, whatever it is, the value would remain same, which actually means that this value is not recognized as any specific data type, and Excel will save it as a simple text. There are too many shortcuts in Excel, which are also part of our session tips and tricks, which I will cover eventually in a module after a few modules. But as we are talking about the dates, let's look at two important shortcuts that we can use for the date. One is control and semicolon. And when you hit that, it enters the today's date automatically. Hit and semicolon. Hit control and semicolon. Similarly, when you hit shift, control and semicolon, it enters the time, the current time, the current clock time. Okay, it is 10:30 in night. Okay, so this is the quick facts, tips, tricks about the date. Now let's do some exercises on this and explore the formulas that you can use for the date operation and time operation as well. Before we go into this example or this exercise, let me tell you from where you can find the date and time function. So if you don't know what are the functions available for date and time, you can go into the tab formulas and you can find the command box function library. So all the functions are available in Excel. They are grouped under categories. And now we are looking at the category date and time. When you click on date and time, you can see all the functions available you can use. And when you take your mouse on any of these functions, a tooltip will give you more details about what exactly this function does and what is the syntax of this function. Okay, I have entered the bank holiday in UK for 2018. So these are the dates which are the bank holidays. And I'm trying to plan a work. Okay, I want to start a work, let's say on 1st of August this year, and I want this work to finish by 30th of July next year. Okay, so I have, let's say, around 1 year to finish this job. So I want to calculate how many days I have between start date and end date to finish my job. A simple way to do this is to the deduct the small date from the big date. So just giving me total 363 days to finish my work. But these are the calendar days, so which means it counts all the holidays and Saturdays and Sundays. But I want to calculate how many exact work days I get. So if I'm working only 5 days a week and Saturday and Sunday I'm not working, or my team is not working, so I want to calculate the effective work days I get between these 2 days to finish my work. Okay, so number of work days. To do this, net work days. This is the correct one. The tooltip says return the number of whole work days between two dates. And it has three parameters: start date, end date, and holidays. As you can see, the last parameter, which says holidays, is into the rectangular parenthesis, which means that this parameter is optional. Date. So I will select my start date, comma. The second parameter is end date, and I'll select the end date. And I'll close the parenthesis and hit enter key. So I have 260 work days for the job. Okay. Now I'll consider the last parameter as well, which is bank holidays. So I have only the bank holidays of 2018. I don't know the holidays for 2019. However, I need to know those as well to be very accurate in calculating my work days. So let's assume that I looked at the calendar for next year as well. And for next year, the bank holidays fall on exactly same dates. So only thing what I need to do is change the year to 2019. Now this is purely an assumption. In real life, you would need to know what are those dates are to make sure that you account for them as accurate as possible. Okay. Now number of work days. We have entered the start date and end date. We haven't considered the holidays. So let's consider all holidays. So I just need to click the first cell and without releasing the click on the mouse, select the whole range of the cells which have holiday dates in them and then hit enter key. And now you can see 260 days became 254 days to finish my work. Now when you realize this, that you haven't considered the weekends and holidays in your planning, so instead of 363 days you are getting actually only 254 days, but in fact you need complete 363 days to finish your job, which means that you won't be able to finish this work on 30th of July 2019. So now you need to know when exactly you will finish the job. If you can start on 1st of August 2018 and take 363 working days excluding holidays and weekends, then when you will be able to finish the job. To calculate that, there is a formula called as Workday. The first parameter is start date. So it is 1st August 2018. And the number of days you need to finish this work. So it is 363. And you want this formula to consider the holidays, which are this. And then hit the enter key. So it has given us the date in serial number format. We can change this format from home number, drop down and select short date. Okay, and now you can see that there is a huge difference now. Instead of 30th of July 2019, you actually going to finish the job on 3rd January 2020, which means you are going to have almost 5 months of delay in completing this job. So we'll look at a few more functions available for the dates. Let's say you want to know what will be the date after 3 months. Exactly. To do that, what you need to do is date, then the year. So you want to calculate 3 months from your start date, which is 1st August 2018. So the year in that date is 2018, month is August, and day is 01. So when you type it like this, it gives you the date. So it gives you your start date, and you want to know the date after 3 months. So what you need to do in 8, which is your month, today's month or the start day month, you add 3 in it. It will give you 1st November 2018. Similarly, if you want to know the okay, so this 3 month was quite obvious, but let's say your milestone is not 3 months, but it says, let's say 21 months. Okay, so you can even add 21 in month, and this formula will automatically take care of giving you the correct day, month, and year, which will come after 21 months. All right. Of course, in this date, there is no provision to consider the holidays or bank holidays. So it simply calculates 21 calendar days or calendar months and give you the date accordingly. Similarly, if you want to know the date after 100 days, then you can use date, year 2018, month August, and day 01, add 100 in day, hit enter key. That will tell you that after 100 days, the date would be 9th of November 2018. And if you want to know the date after 3 years, then similar, 2018 is the start date year. Add 3 in it. August, date is 1, and after 3 years the date will be 1st August 2021. Okay, today's date, we saw the shortcut for it. It was control and semicolon, but then it enters a date as a fixed date. But if you want to write a formula which will so on a day when you open the timesheet, the spreadsheet, you want this column or this cell to give you the date on that day. So we have a formula for that which says today. So returns the current date and just the empty parenthesis and hit the enter key. So it gives you today's date, which is on the system, 30th of June 2018. Current date and time. There's a function called as now, N-O-W, and it returns date and time. I need to auto fit the column. So it gives me date and time, which is 22:53. And whenever you refresh by hitting F9 key, it will refresh itself. Okay, weekday is a formula called as weekday, which returns a number from 1 to 7, identifying the day of the week of a date. So the parameter it needs is a serial number of the date. Let's select today's date, comma, it says which number format you want to choose. So when does your week start? So if we select 1, then Sunday will be number 1 and Saturday will be number 7. And I'm going to select 1, complete the bracket and hit the enter key. So the value it returned is 7 because today it's Saturday. And the other function is day. So with this function, you need to pass the date and it will return the day. Similarly, you can take the month and year. It will be 2018. You can similarly read the time like hour, minute, second. And if whenever I hit F9 key, you would see that it gives us the second. So this cell refreshes itself whenever we hit F9 key. Okay, there is one more function which I can add here now. It says week number. Week num. Select the date and it gives you the week number. So this current week is week number 26. So as you know, most of the time in business, the weeks are denoted by a number. The week number 1 is always the first full week of January in every year, and then normally it's 52 weeks a year. So currently we are in week number 26. I will activate the formulas so that you can have a look at the formulas that we have used and can just have a quick recap. So number of days, we used normal subtraction. Network days gives us the total number of days, total number of calendar days minus weekends, Saturday, Sunday, minus holidays. Workday gives us the date after X number of days, excluding weekends and bank holidays. Date after 21 months, date after 100 days, date after 3 years. This gives us the results based on calendar days, and it includes the holidays and weekends as well. Then function today gives us today's date, function now gives us current date and time. Weekday number 1 to 7 based on the option we choose. For example, 1 is Sunday, 7 is Saturday. Day returns the date, month returns the month, current year, hour, so it's the time, hour, minute, and second, the current hour, minute, and second, and week number. And all these functions refresh their values whenever you close and open the spreadsheet or hit F9 key to recalculate. For number of days, other than subtraction, there are also a few other functions. For example, days, and you can select end date and start date. It gives you number of days. You can also have a function for this. Okay, hope